Rico and Kirk are the two people who like go into the show. I was like, well, I know they're both crazy. And then watching the show, Pink Wedding in particular, I'm like, well, both those people are crazy. Like,
and in totally different ways.
Like very different ways.
Yeah.
KFC Radio is presented by Jackpocket. Jackpocket, pulling double duty. Jackpocket, you listen to the show, you know what it is. It's an app on your phone right now. I'm going to pull it up. As this ad goes, I'm going to take a shot at being a millionaire in the future. It is, again, very easy. All you do, they have every kind of lottery. You got Mega Millions, you got Powerball, all that good stuff. Powerball is 240 million. Drawing is tonight. Mega Millions is 77 million. That is drawing Friday, so I'll order that one so I'm on the same page as you guys. Buy it. Bing, bang, boom. Confirm. Order successful. I'm in the game now. I'm in the game for $77 million. They have given out over $540 million in prizes already to lucky winners. It is America's #1 lottery app. You can order Powerball, Mega Millions, and other official state lottery games right on the app. You don't have to run out to go do it. You don't have to hear about it in the street and go, Packy already closed or whatever. You can just go to your app, buy your ticket. New customers, use code KFC. You will get your first ticket for totally free. You are in the game to be a millionaire legally for free. Download Jackpocket today. Use code KFC. First ticket for free. Take a shot. Take a shot at changing your own life. Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app and official partner of Barstool Sports.
All right, it's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. Marty Mush joins us in his finest blazer.
This is Andrew Whitworth right here.
Who's Andrew Whitworth?
I do look like him. Obviously not
Who's
the
that?
bald and jacked. The guy on like Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football.
Lineman.
Dude, it's actually
beautiful, man.
That is the I'm a pro athlete on television looking professional, but I'm still cool.
Dude, it infuriates me watching Thursday Night Football. They all have, like it's so clear Amazon got them all stylists.
Yeah.
And they all, like, Ryan Fitzpatrick, every time, untucked Hawaiian shirt, a suit. Whitworth, sweatshirt, sport coat. Fucking Richard Sherman, double-breasted, kind of wacky jacket. And they all wear the same thing every Thursday night for 17 weeks. What do you guys want to talk about? Because I got something.
You've been holding this in,
I was
huh?
just like, hold this in for 17 straight weeks, just ready to unleash. This, I've said this so many times. This should be John's.
It's every time. It's every fucking time. Pull up any picture of it. It's every fucking time, Pavs.
Bro, if this was your look at it, there it is, every time.
Fitzpatrick looking a bum.
If this was your persona online, you would be a megastar.
Yeah.
The fashionable guy who like tears down and makes fun of, not tears down, but just critiques all these fucking people.
I just notice it. I just see it. I see what you're doing.
This is easy for me.
You're kind of spot on with your outfit comparisons.
I mean, last episode, Jackie was dressed as a Muslim imam. She came straight from the mosque to the podcast.
I want to stress it was a good fit. It just also looks like an imam.
Muslims. Yeah.
I mean, I actually you weren't even like every single person roasted me for the outfit. It was like Nate was kind of the most spot on, I would say.
Nate
was and then Kelly, we were saying, was like, I mean, I like all the pieces individually.
I like popped up like, that's the meanest one. That was the meanest one.
I looked at her. I go, she'd say that?
We got Marty on right now. You're engaged still, right? You guys haven't got married yet?
Yeah.
Engaged to one of the major players in Surviving Barstool right now, who is just running a ruthless racket in this game right now. Oh, when she made Biz swear on his mother that he wouldn't vote for her, and then she just wrote her name.
The funny thing is, she goes, I didn't promise him. She didn't even say swear on your mother.
I was gonna say when he threw that out, I was like, that's a big thing to throw out.
Said it like she even last night was like, I didn't even say a word. They were just scared of me.
Not that I thought he was gonna lie or anything like that, but I was like, that seemed like an unnecessary.
That's a quick jump.
By the way, during this was like while this was being filmed, I was on her brother's bachelor party, so I'm like trying to entertain him and like his
That's
friends.
always an awkward spot, by the way.
And then And then she's like, just like, she can't text me much at all, but like, I'm just like worried about it because this is crazy what's going on. And now I'm seeing it in real life. I'm like, holy shit.
She's like, I didn't promise him I would write his name
The
down.
pig wedding, there's been so much hubbub about throughout the office that when it first started, I was actually crazy underwhelmed because I couldn't follow it. When they were first all on the grass.
John's also an idiot.
Yeah. When they were first on the grass, though, like the very first time before they voted anyone out, and everyone's on the grass, and they're just jumping from like circle to circle, and everyone's throwing out every name. I was like, I can't follow this at all. Then once they all got back to the table, then I was like, okay, I can see what's happening now.
Them talking about it at the table while they're voting is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anywhere.
Yeah, that was crazy. I think the big thing right now that I took away was the voting the bussin' guys out because they are their contract is up. I don't know the right one. I wouldn't have said that to the camera. I don't know. I would have put it in the edit.
I think both can be true though. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
It makes sense.
If they are doing that,
I would have
this
said
is also filmed.
Will
in
is
what,
the
September?
previous champion. Will is a professional athlete. Will wins every challenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a million other things you could say before you put that on yourself.
Yes.
I mean, like they're gonna. I'm sure Dave's gonna be like, I don't fucking care. But it's like,
Will was also gunning for them. Like,
yeah. Also, just be
Also
like,
to say that,
you're trying to get me out, so I'm gonna get you out. Just
Yeah.
you don't need
It's
to
like,
bring the real world in, because that's where I think the hubbub comes from. The real world blending with the fake world. If everything was just, there was no, and that's what makes Surviving Barstool so great, is there is
Exactly.
when everyone just comes from the regular show, they don't know each other. There's no dynamic. There's no nothing. You don't see each other ever again if you don't want to. That's what makes Surviving Barstool awesome. That's what also makes Surviving Barstool hard for the players and weird for fans, where it's like, well, I like these guys a lot in real life, and it sounds like, now you're bringing business into it.
Yeah.
But if you're a fan of Bustin' and you know their contract's up, and then these guys are kind of like blackballing them from a game, I just wouldn't. If that was me, I'd be like, why did you invite
Will
me?
literally looked at Biz like, we're negotiating right now.
Yeah, right, like in real time almost.
But I would handle it if it was me. I would have handled it. I would have voted him out. But I would have handled it like donating money to charity, where you're like, I'm actually doing this for the tax breaks, but I'm just gonna tell you I care about the cause.
Yes, that's fair.
I'm just gonna tell you a different reason why I did what I did, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I mean it's a totally fair idea. I just wouldn't have said it publicly to like hundreds of thousands of viewers, but
Yeah, they were very upset with that.
Yeah,
The view was very upset. Yes.
It does feel like when you say that, it's like, oh well, then I never had a shot. Like I shouldn't have even showed up. You know what I mean? Like, the deck was.
But
so
it does,
stacked against me,
like
but
you said, it does add to the show where
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's real life stuff, and that
I
doesn't.
mean, Rico giving Dave the idol is the most pathetic moment in human history, but it doesn't happen if we don't get that television moment if you don't have the boss dynamic.
That was the one. Like, I'm uncomfortable joking about that.
I honestly,
Rico, you got some. Like, I knew you. Rico and Kirk are the two people who, like, going into the show, I was like, well, I know they're both crazy. And then watching the show, Pink Wedding in particular, I'm like, well, both those people are crazy. Like,
and in totally different ways.
Like
very different ways.
Yeah.
Rico's literally. When Will tweeted that video yesterday, calling him Rico. Did you see that?
No.
It's Reek, REEKO.
Oh, that's good.
And
That's
it's
good.
Rico. It's the video from Thrones, and it's him. And
Yeah, that's
it.
him.
And like, I was like, Rico. Oh man, because it sounds crazy what I'm about to say. I see them as the same level of pathetic, where it's just like, it's like that was the I got I feel bad. I got so sad.
That's what I said to him. I said I literally I was watching and I went like this, like my shoulders dropped, and I was like, no,
It was like dropping all.
Yeah. But then he brought me back to life. The next episode, I literally jumped off the couch
When he
pulled it. I was like, literally, I haven't
still
popped off the
alive.
couch watching sports
still
in
going,
10 years.
still going, man. That what were you gonna say?
well, I think my respect for him went up at that, because then I was like,
Yo, Jackie's got the reverse takes this week, and I'm loving it. Joy Taylor, awesome businesswoman.
Wait, also that, like, again, that was, I'm talking about a general sleeping your way to the top. That's nothing related to that whole whatever. Wait, no, because then I was like, oh, it's a bit, like he's committing to the bit, like he's just being like, I'm Jake's
Jackie,
bitch.
No, the bit is real. But the bit
I know
is
the
real.
bit is real, but then he's like, at least
got
even if
lost
it's
in his
real,
bits.
he's leaning into it, and like it's better than trying to be like, oh, I'm this tough guy, like.
That
Like,
is true.
You know, like
But-
at least
but
he's just
if
like,
you-
yeah, I'm Dave and Dan's bitch. Like,
Yeah.
or I can literally like I will do whatever.
Say
I
it.
want.
But see, like the way
Sorry,
that you just said
Rico.
that, yeah, is the most
No,
demeaning
but
thing
I
I've ever heard.
haven't-
Like Jackie just flat, I was like, yeah, no, Rico is Dan and Dave's
No, I'm a
bitch.
human dog.
I said, so I was the same thing. I was like, I don't think
Jackie's
I,
like,
I don't think I could joke about
I am
this.
too.
I tweeted, I was like, I gotta say something. I was about to be like, this is the most pathetic moment in the history of human behavior. But I was like, I don't know if I want to joke about that. So I just said, I can't believe you did that.
Yeah.
And then he saw it. He just came up to me right now, and I couldn't help myself. Like he was like, "What's up, man?" And I was like, what are you doing? You're the most pathetic person. I just like I couldn't. And he was like, "What do you want me to do?" I was like, "I not do that." What's funny is all he wants is Dave's approval. And like the best way to get it is to not be a fucking bitch like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Everyone's approval. Kirk's. He likes when
Dude,
people
yeah.
go back at you. Like
Yeah,
when
yeah,
Kirk
yeah,
like,
right,
respects
right.
it when you like don't.
You won't be
roll
friends
over.
though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like me and Dave are not friends, but I don't think he views me as like a lapdog like
Yes.
Rico. But if I wanted to be on shows with Dave every week and like do shit with him, I don't know. Maybe I would have to
Yeah, you do
handle
have
it
to
differently.
suck
But like
up in a different way, but you also don't have to
to
do
that.
it like
But that was just so like nobody was like, hey Rico, do it, or like like he was like I'm playing the games like stupidly, like fucking terribly. You
dude,
know?
when he went back to back, it wasn't like immediate back to back. So I don't know if other people caught it too. But when he's like, so we're even now to Dave, and Dave kind of goes like, it's a start. It's like it's a step, and then like 5 minutes later, 7 minutes later, something like that, he asks Kirk, he's like, so we're even now, and Kirk goes, it's a step, and they both, and I don't think the other one heard the other one say it, and they both just knew like that's how you treat Rico. I was like, Jesus.
Now, but
fucking
also to
Christ.
be fair for
you
Rico,
keep dangling the carrot. That's how you handle this
but
guy.
that's the thing
There's
is
100 more steps too to get back.
99% of other people might be like, yeah, you're good, man. It's also it's Rico, and then the two most manipulative people to ever live.
Right.
Like, so it is really the
I'll
perfect
say
storm.
Kirk is must watch for reality. Like even when he was like just basically looking straight when Megan's right next to him, just calling her the dumbest person in the entire world. And I don't even know how she's supposed to respond. It was incredible. I was like, how is this happening?
When you say Kirk?
Yeah.
Dude, he made me laugh out loud 10 times.
Me
last
too.
night.
When he
me
said
too.
dinosaur mate, that when he goes, your grandparents, dinosaur mate roses are trash.
Dude,
Dinosaurs.
So
when
funny.
he's like, I can't list all the reasons you're an idiot. We'd be here until you're
1826,
2005.
yeah.
Yeah. And then when like, it was so sad too, but when Megan was like, just don't call me an idiot. I'm not an idiot. And Kirk's like, oh, great. Yeah, that's right. I hadn't realized until you said it just now. But yeah, now I'm realizing you might not be an idiot.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
He's
like,
so
oh
quick
my
with that.
So mean. I think Kirk is in one of the best spots if you're going to be just a complete sociopath. He has gone so far that I think people now know it's not a bit, but it's just like that's what Kirk does. He's gonna say, I'm gonna tell your wife that you're fucking someone at the company.
Yeah.
Like if any normal person said that to you, you'd be like, that's like I'm never talking to you again. With Kirk, it's like it's kind of like Manny being Manny. It's Kirk being Kirk.
Yeah.
You just know he's going to say the meanest shit. And if you choose to, you can still be friends with him if you want. You know what I mean? Like he'll be like, oh yeah, I don't know,
Like
it's water under
certain
the
things
bridge.
you're like, I'm gonna fight you if you say that. But like they're all just like, I'll give you an idol.
Well, so somebody, it is funny how it's actually. I mean, it's all. That's why these games are very interesting. And,
Rico's
and
keys.
Dan
also.
was jacked when Dan
did
won that
that.
contest.
I did that.
I was like,
That
oh,
was
he
wild.
really cares.
Yeah,
about
he
this.
really wants
Like,
to
he's
win.
in.
it really is like power dynamics and you know it's a game and a reality show, but it is much more than that. It is
And
like
what people don't realize too, like that was they had 24 people and filmed in 6 days.
yeah. So those things are like
So those are
3
all-
times a day.
Yeah, like that was 5 hours to Pink Wedding. It was
Right.
5 hours in that one room, and they didn't have their phones, and it was like really the last time was like at that moment, that was all that mattered was that Pink Wedding. Like we're going to die if we don't get out.
Yeah,
Like, it's like
yeah.
that. It's
Yeah, you get in their head.
You're more
It's
heightened.
It's crazy.
in it during it. It's also like the 3rd day of there or something, or 4th. I don't even.
And
know.
I gotta be honest, my favorite thing in the entire show is Independent Biz. Independent Biz
Incredible.
is just he's just like when he literally is walking away from people. Like Dave's
Yeah.
like, where your head's at? He's like,
Independent.
I'd rather I'm just gonna be here. He's
stretch.
like, I'm gonna look good doing it. He's stretching, doing yoga. Independent Biz.
Must
when
be so
people
nice to be that rich.
when people came back from surviving from filming, they were like, Biz kind of took your role this time. And then watching all of the episodes until this, I was like, I completely disagree. Biz is like very involved in the game. And then that, and I was like, I see where they're coming from now. Okay.
Well, it was funny when Kelly was crying that Rhea backstabbed her or whatever, and Biz was like, "But we had an alliance. So is she fake crying?" And I'm like, "No, Biz.
The fact that she was fake crying, I was like,
it's real, Biz.
The best."
Yeah, everybody needs to play Survivor once before they really play it.
But I like that he still tried. Like, cause he even went for the key at the end.
Yeah. It's not like it's the same thing as John. John was not like
I hate when it's like I'm too cool to play, but he was every way. He's like, that's what I'm doing, and I'm still trying. Like, I don't know why Will didn't try and get an idol at that point.
Well, you do give up your vote. That's an interesting twist too.
Yeah,
I got to give credit to
it was good reality TV.
Yeah, they did some cool extra things that at least I don't think was ever a part of regular Survivor. It seems to be unique to Barstool.
Rhea is actually like my new.
Oh, she's a fucking boss, bro.
She's a boss.
She's always been a boss, but now it's like the world knows.
She's like 2 years older than me. I literally want to be her when I grow up. Like,
Dude,
she's
she feels though like elder statesman.
Well, she's been here like 10 years.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
She really has. Yeah, she was here
I remember
19.
telling her that. I was like, you're going to be 30 and have like 12 years of experience under your belt.
crazy.
Like by the time, you think about these people like, some people in entertainment don't like hit their stride or get like their big gig until they're like 40, 50 years old.
Right.
Yes.
And by that point, I mean, she already has hit it, but like she might be hosting like Good Morning America by the time, because they're gonna be like, this girl's been on camera for 20 years already, and she's still young and cool and hip, but she has all the experience. It's like, she went through the fire to get there.
But I think that's also what helped her in ways where it's like this was her, like she's just like, I'm gonna play with the guys. I'm like gonna be myself, and but also. She's also watched reality TV since she's like 4 years old.
Yeah.
So she knows, like we were talking about, seems like she's the only one who knows how to play the game.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just like, I got to get out the big guy next.
Well, no, you cannot play these for real if you are bringing your real life into it.
Yes.
Or, unless you're being more cutthroat. Then maybe. Like, I hate you, I'm going to get you. But like the second that you're like, I don't want to hurt that person's feelings. I said it, and that's the reason why I lost last time. Is like I was so... I loved the idea of me, John, and Will getting there together to be like, fuck everybody else. Like, these three guys who did it this way deserve it. When it was like, if I was watching, I would have been like, you got to get the best guy out.
Yeah.
So
but
the minute you start playing with your heart.
She struggles a little bit because she's like, I look so cutthroat right now, but like, that's not how I really am. I'm like,
sure.
but that's like, the people that know you, it doesn't matter. Like,
is she catching heat though? Because I'm sure there are some people being like, you're a bitch.
Course.
Because when a girl does anything like that, you're a bitch.
Like, when imagine Rhea was like,
if
you're
Rhea
fucking
Kirk
someone's
did?
wife or something.
Yeah.
Who did he say that to?
What's that?
Who did Kirk say that to?
Wait, what? Say what to?
About something about his wife?
He said to the Rico line. He said, "I'm going to tell your wife that you're fucking someone at the company."
He said that.
Yeah,
I missed that.
I think. I
thought you just threw that out there as like an idea.
No, it was like half beeped. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. By the way, like they bleep the curses half the time on YouTube, and not the other half the time.
Yes.
I think they thought it was gonna be funnier.
Sometimes
if
it
it's
is.
all bleeped
Sometimes
out.
Yeah, when Kirk's like,
Kirk's was funny.
his mouth is going.
Yeah.
But yeah, girls and guys, it's just unfortunately
world.
it sucks because
But-
it's
in a
like
man's world.
But I loved seeing Rhea be like I'm not gonna play. Like, she never accepted it was like a guys game. She never like played for the guys. She just like was like, everyone follows her because she's like a badass bitch. Like, knows that she whatever.
you have
She
like these
never,
guys asking, "What should I do next, Rhea?" It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
where it's
Nobody. She's like making moves. Nobody even considers voting her out. Like, everyone's
Has her
like,
name
so
been said
She has not
once?
been said once,
She's not
dude.
been said once.
Last night I looked at it and go, she showed her idol because she was going to play it
Yeah.
and then went back. And I'm like, no one thought to vote for you now? And like, that's when you know, like, it's like, they're like,
Yeah, when Kirk showed his idol to Rhea, I was like, that was fucking
that's
crazy.
another thing. She's like,
texted her,
I didn't
was
ask for that.
stupid.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean,
but it's cool to
that's-
see her in a, like, also, like, because she's always with Fran and things, too. It's, like, cool to just kind of see her by herself and, like, do her own thing
Yeah.
as well. But, yeah, no, she's killing it so far.
Yeah, she's a boss, man. We'll see what comes next. So it's tonight, and then next week is it, right?
Yep.
There's no episode
No.
Thursday?
No.
Because
right,
Thursday
because
Night
Thursday
football.
Night
Yeah.
I gotta watch TV and get angry at Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No, college Thursday. You're not going to see him.
What's that?
It's only college Thursday.
There's no Thursday night football games?
The playoffs is now.
Oh yeah.
But
Saturday,
Prime's
Sunday.
covering a game though. right? Prime gets a game.
Oh, one of the games.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I just remember like going on Prime last
They
night.
get
You just
Saturday.
want to see those outfits.
You want to see it.
You'll see it. It'll be Saturday Night Prime, but you'll see what they're wearing for the playoffs.
I think they have Ravens Steelers as the Prime game.
What are you watching on Prime that you're seeing this?
I watch Prime every night.
Oh, Prime's got a ton of shit.
No, I watch Prime. That's what I'm asking. What are you
I
watching?
watched The Order, which was fucking awesome.
What's the order? Have I seen that?
Jude Law, Nicholas Hoult, Journey Smollett, someone else too. But Jude Law's like a grizzled detective who comes to uncover a uncover a white supremacist group. It's a true story. It's fucking awesome.
Sounds great.
No.
I can't imagine a more a story where I hate everybody more than this Blake Lively Justin Baldoni thing.
Yeah.
What's happened now?
I fucking hate everyone involved. It sounds like Blake Lively for sure. Well, I shouldn't say for sure, because I think is going on is a smear campaign against a smear campaign. So none of it is really true. They're just people trying to tear each other down without really facts. It sounds like Blake Lively pulled like a Business Insider with Dave. Like the New York Times ran their article with all of the emails and tweets and all that shit, and they emailed, according to Baldoni's lawyer, they emailed him at 9:47 on like Christmas Eve, and they dropped the article noon the next day, where it was like, do you want to respond? And it's like, I didn't even fucking check my email by the time the article came out. And they said all of the tweets and the texts and emails and shit are doctored and like changed, which to me, like, that just invalidates everything.
Yeah.
The second you do that, it's like, I can't trust any of this anymore. And like one of the main things is that Baldoni would not either allow her or give her time to breastfeed. And then they're like, we have texts of her saying, come to my trailer, I'm breastfeeding, but we'll run lines. And Baldoni was like, I don't want to, apparently he was like, I don't want to, impose. And she was like, come do it. Like, we got to get this done. And he was like, oh, okay, I'll come. And that she's spinning that as like, he made me uncomfortable during breastfeeding and all that. So, but I think he's like a smarmy, I'm a male feminist, I'm here for the women, fucking douchebag.
Game time. We love game time here. We love getting out, live events, whether it's a concert, a football game, or a comedy show. We always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. If you are listening to this right now, tonight I am going to All In, Broadway play starring John Mulaney, Richard Kind, a couple other people. It is until January 12th. Then Mulaney's out. So if you're interested in seeing All In, which you should be, it is only running until the 12th with Mulaney. There will be a new cast starting on the 12th. So again, if you're listening to this, you're probably going to miss Mulaney. But I'm not, thanks to Game Time. They also have the Game Time Picks features, which filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. You just pull up to the chosen event, turn on GT Picks, setting at the top of the screen, or you browse your best local Game Time Picks deals near you in your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? I'm not going to go buy them right now because I already have them, but the all-in tickets now with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app today and use code KFC to easily score great deals with the new Game Time Picks. What time is it? Game time. Yeah, you're Jack.
So, Nice Pool, if you remember the movie, because I didn't, but like there's a whole bunch of scenes. Yeah, just play these scenes.
Red Pool too. But in here, everybody calls me Nice Pool. Oh my goodness, wait till you see Lady Pool. She is gorgeous. She just had a baby too, and can't even tell. I don't think you're supposed to say that. That's okay. I identify as a feminist. Who are you?
And there's like, and there's like a string. There's like 6 examples of this where he's like, that one's not good. Don't play that one. The next, they all seem like.
They're crazy. They will chop you up into 1,000 pieces and hide you all over the void. I'd be fighting alongside them, but my calling is to one day host a podcast that monetizes the women's movement.
So, it's just, and they're thinking that Ryan Reynolds, because he was a part of this, like wrote that into the movie.
That's funny.
He
that makes
sucks.
you like Ryan Reynolds.
But like if
You shouldn't have to say it.
I also just like, if I'm Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, like, just go live your awesome life, and who gives a fuck about Justin Baldoni? Now you're involved in a lawsuit and PR campaigns and like what could have gone on the set that like you're, you know.
But that's where I think it must be because they have such a good life. It must have been bad. That's why I'm like, but again,
but his
just
lawyers
don't
are
know.
out on TV. They're like, it's very rare, you know. Like Dave was talking about the Fox Sports stuff, being like, anytime people are quiet, like they, you know, you should go out there and like defend yourself. Like he did it, Jay-Z just did it recently, and his lawyers are out there being like, we have the real receipts. We'll show all the emails and tweets that you doctored. We have like, you know, talking a very big game. Now that could just be like, you know, blowing smoke as well. That's why I fucking hate like everybody involved in this, because the Times actually wrote an article about like the PR campaign, and it's like, it's scary how they're businesses that just are like, what do you want done? Like, we can get it done.
Yeah.
You know, you pay enough money and have enough influence, and like, we can end this person, prop this up, fake this, dispel that, you know, whatever.
But I don't feel like any of it's even necessary. Like, I feel like the whole thing was played out for public opinion on opening night, when no one else in the movie would take a picture with the guy or be seen with the guy.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear he's the wrong one.
I don't think so, but I think there's a difference between being like I think he's like a douchebag, like an asshole. But I don't think that means you're sexually harassing someone.
Well, but I think
that's a big difference. To
I
be
think
like,
everyone who has knowledge of the situation doesn't want to be around you.
but that's not like illegal or like
No,
you know
but
what I mean?
like,
Like Justin Baldoni, definitively, we see his books and the way he behaves. Like, that guy sucks. I don't want to follow him. I don't want to be around him. There's, you know, people like that I know, but if there was a lawsuit being like, you were sexually assaulting me and making me uncomfortable and we needed this and that part wasn't true, I'd be like, well, the guy's a douchebag, but that's not true.
Right.
You know? So there's a big difference of like, if she was just like, this guy fucking sucks, be like, yeah.
But even if he just sucked, people would still take pictures of promotion.
But also,
Like,
I don't, but then you also factor in, I think, that like, there are people who don't want to cross Blake Lively.
Yeah, but I don't know. Anytime anything ever happens, I just liken it to what would happen at Barstool, and like, I don't think.
I mean, we just talked about how many people bend the knee to Dave and Dan.
But publicly, like us, we're talking about it and being like, "That's lame, that's dumb." He like, when everyone is just silent and no one will be around this guy, I think he probably did something wrong.
So I think that people did, like, after the premiere, people were like, okay, like, obviously he's in the wrong. But then he had, like, such a good smear campaign, honestly, that was, like, even, so then receipts showed. And at first when Blake sued him, I kind of was like, dude, like, that's an intense thing to take. But she did it, I guess, so she could get the actual receipts. And it shows, there's text with his PR team that's, like, it's like 15 reasons, like he sent an article that was like 15 reasons why like Hailey Bieber, or 15 times Hailey Bieber's a bitch. And then he sends like being like, this is what we need to do.
Yeah,
like just kind of
The PR
slowly
thing
like,
was, yes, exactly.
and it worked. Like everyone was like, oh my God, she is
That's
kind of
all
a
you
bitch.
need now. It's how you're on Twitter, like, oh, this person did that. That's what in my mind.
The hive mind
Yeah.
was crazy. There's one with our girl.
Anchor bias.
Anchor bias.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Is that like last thing in?
I'm not gonna remember that.
Huh?
Is that like last thing in?
You know
It's just
what?
like the first thing you
What is
hear
it?
is where like
No. What does it matter if it's called anchor bias? Like, it's just like words that like you need to. What do I care? I'm just gonna be like,
No.
I'm gonna read a word and that's what I'm gonna explain it like.
You're
Anchor
100%
bias.
right. You're 100% right.
Imagine stopping someone saying
there was
it's
no
anchor
need for me to
bias.
say that, other than I wanted you to know. I know what that's called.
Exactly.
It's kind of Justin Baldoni.
Yeah, for real.
You went like this. It's anchor bias.
Here's a cookie. Take that one home. Tell your friends.
But
You'll sound smart. You'll sound smart.
Right? You're gonna say that to someone now.
And a cocktail party.
And it's gonna be my brother. I know it. That fucking bastard. I know it's anchor bias.
Yeah, sometimes when I hear something, I think that's true.
Oh shit.
What is anchor bias though?
It's
It's the very first. Your first impression. It's basically your first impression, right?
Okay.
like
That's what you're like
Oh,
anchored to right away.
Yeah, but like it's if you hear something costs $1 million, and you're like, that's probably what it costs. But then you hear it's actually $500. You're like, oh, that's a great deal.
But couldn't you argue that like the first thing you heard was nobody taking pictures with Baldoni?
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
I do it like the Duke lacrosse stuff, where it's like there's a whole
Dude, those
documentary out that they did not
poor
do
kids,
it.
man.
And people still, you'd be asking like, yeah,
Bro,
they did.
that smeared a whole sport.
Yes.
Like lacrosse.
Truly, that took them back
legitimately,
forever.
legit for like, even probably still to this day, but definitely like 10, 15 years ago, it was like, you're a lax bro, you're getting jokes about like date rape and
Yes.
and all sorts of shit, and it just was not fucking
Yes,
true.
it's just like the
that's
first
the first thing, like
not
like,
the schedule.
not who's going pro, not who's awesome. Like,
And she's come
and then
out
she just came out
again
and
saying,
said
like,
it.
I'm
she went to
sorry
jail for
again.
murdering her boyfriend.
Did she?
She's in
Really?
jail. Yeah, she's in jail for murdering her boyfriend
good,
right now,
not good.
and came out and said I made it all up.
Wait, I'm sorry. Change it again. Did you watch the Armie Hammer thing?
Nah, I still don't watch that.
Did you
and
watch
I'm gonna be
it?
honest, I'm never gonna watch it.
You need
I
to
have
watch
no
it.
interest. What,
Yes.
his side of the story?
No,
It's just
no.
I'm just not gonna watch it because
It's
it's a podcast.
it's Tom Segura's
Oh.
podcast.
Yeah, that was crazy that they had him on. That's crazy to me.
The way he was talking was the most interesting thing. He didn't know. He didn't
I guess
play
that's the argument.
He didn't play the like Armie Hammer. Like, I didn't do this. He was just like the way he was talking. He was like, yeah. Sometimes I say I want to bash your head against a wall and then like cut your pinky toe off. That's just jokes. Like and his eyes were like this the entire. He eats people. 1,000%.
Well, was he delivering it as a joke or was it sexual?
No, it was. I don't
Because
know.
if you're sexting, you can't just drop jokes.
No, I think that's what. And he was like, "Yeah, I used to like just take girls for a month and a half, drop them off. I understand why they get upset, but I wouldn't talk to them after." Like the way he was talking.
But that's very different than I want to.
no,
eat your pinkies and shit
1,000%.
like that.
But then he was talking about the branding stuff, and he was like, "It's just a tattoo." It's like the crazy things he was saying.
Were they like pushing back, or because like at your mom's house is kind of known for
Not-
like they play ridiculous videos, they do gross out stuff, they do shock value. So I could see them just being like, "We're not here to." Grill you. We're here to just like go along.
They were
with
kind
the
of going
craziness.
along with the craziness. Yeah. And
I
Tom-
don't think I could sit down with that dude and not be like.
Tom Segura was being
fuck's
very.
wrong
Like,
with
I
you,
thought it was funny the way like he was doing, but his eyes, like the way he kind of dropped.
Let me tell you
the
this
act-
much. Let me just say this. PR, if this motherfucker can just come back and just be like, I do podcasts and movies, and everyone's like,
He said he's turning down jobs in this.
He's 100% coming back.
He's in a
PR
movie
is
now.
crazy,
It's
dog.
called The Dark Knight.
I don't even think it's PR. I think we got two. It is obviously PR, but
Yeah,
like
look.
we also got too ahead of ourselves.
It's
I
not
think
Batman.
with whining about cancel culture. No one got canceled. You got put in timeout. Some
Yeah.
people had to go away for a month.
yeah.
Some people said they were eating people. You had to go away for 2 years. But like, it's like hey, you just got in trouble for being a fucking dickhead.
Yeah. It's like you got in trouble. Getting in trouble is the way to call it. It's like it's like my kids. Like you're in trouble right now.
Really
and-
got. I mean,
but
he
this
just-
is fucking kind of.
That's crazy.
If
The
Armie
fact that
Hammer,
like if this guy is gonna be on like sets and stuff around women and around just like you gotta act with this guy. That's crazy.
But I
to
think
me.
it's like the Luigi Mangione effect more than anything. It's like if
He's
you're
hot,
attractive.
yeah.
yeah.
You
But
know,
like,
like-
if he comes back, who got canceled?
You know who got canceled?
Who isn't
It's-
in federal jail?
Right. We always say this. It's
James Franco.
criminal.
James Franco got canceled.
I think he could.
He's been
come
gone.
back though.
But no, he tried recently,
Did he?
and someone else came out again.
Really?
So I
Yeah.
think he's like.
I think he's doing like art now. I think he's like.
yeah, that's
he's
real. That's real
canceled.
too. Yeah, that's
He's like
called
the
doing
one
nothing.
that really.
The day you
hosting
start saying
art
I do art is the day you don't have a career.
It's kind of like you're only canceled as much as you let yourself.
I
go.
100%.
yes,
Which, to be fair, a lot of people have said the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah. That's why
That
it's
is
better
true.
to just
But you are mostly right. No one's really gotten fully canceled.
Yeah.
And hasn't
unless
made
you
it
committed a crime.
that
Yeah.
was when we look back at the cancel era.
Oh, it's the
what-
worst.
What an annoying era.
But both
that
sides,
was.
both sides were the absolute worst. People trying to do it, the people arguing about it the whole time. It sucks.
It was like
I-
a decade. It
I
was
remember
so
thinking though, like,
long.
Say it's
like
a
we
long
used to. I remember pussification of America blogs were like a big thing at Barstool. And then I was like, I can't do this anymore because I don't want to sound like them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because when we were doing it, it was just like, this sucks. Like, we should be able to say that or fucking joke around or you're being too sensitive. But when it became like fucking, they're just as bad on the other side, I was like, I don't want to be associated with either of these. This
I also
sucks.
think back on those and like how, like, I feel like what blogs did is we turned local stories into national stories that just didn't have to be national
Yeah,
stories.
yeah.
That's true.
Just some
it was
random guy,
It was
like-
there was like one. I remember so vividly. There was one that was like one random middle school or elementary school was banning tag, and I think Dave pussification and like
Yeah.
So then it's like elementary schools are banning tag.
No,
It's like,
but no, you know what the problem is?
One fucking thing did.
That I think blogging about is the problem is people started listening to bloggers too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we should be able to blog about that and
Yes.
be ridiculous and bombastic and pussification. That doesn't mean anything, though. It was the people being like,
100%.
did you hear what Dave Portnoy said about this? They're the real problem. We have given so much power and wealth and like influence to people like us, and you know,
I thank
like,
God every day for that. But
It's
so
yeah, I know. It's like
It's so
I'll
stupid.
take it. I'll ride with this. But Jesus Christ, we
That's
should
why
not
we're
be.
all still here. We're riding until it goes out.
the wheels
because
come
it's
off,
stupid
baby.
what we're doing.
Yo,
but bear with me for a second, because I was thinking about this in the shower. Humans are the dumbest people in the world. Every single
Well,
one.
they're
of
the
us.
only people in the world. But okay.
No, you don't know. No, they're not. There's other people around. We don't know. Don't get me into that, all right?
I put a pin in that. We'll come back to that.
Yeah. I've been into the aliens things again, and it's whatever. But this morning I was thinking about like how Broussarded we really are, right? Can we say
How what?
retarded? Chris Broussard said
Oh,
something about a
Broussard,
retarded
yeah.
person.
You can say what you want here.
Started.
But it's like when you're a kid, right? What did you want people do? Oh, we're attracted to lightning bugs. That's how stupid we are, because it lights up. And now we're adults. What do? We watch fireworks. Anything bright, we're like, ooh. And now, I'm tying this in. Humans did not need to know this much information about everything
that's
else.
for
That's true.
fucking sure.
So when you
dog.
come like we're just all like, ooh, that's how you're supposed to go around life. Like you talk shit about your friends, but no one's supposed to know. You're not supposed to know what
Yes.
people are saying about you.
Yes.
And also, you got one of these aura rings. You better not have one. I hate
Aura
these
ring, I don't
aura
even know
rings.
what that is.
These
Why'd you
rings
think
that
of
tell
me?
you how you feel.
You're
Because
the one wearing rings?
girls have aura rings where it's like it tells you how you're feeling when you're stressed. Not supposed to know that.
I completely
That's too
agree with
much.
that.
How you feel is none of your business.
All that technology stuff, like I don't need to
don't
know.
wanna know that.
Because I feel like I just woke up, and in my head, sleep cures all. So I'm 100% right now.
Yes.
And then you get something
If
that's
it
like,
tells you
you're
know.
actually 3% awake right now. I'm like,
Yes.
no, the fuck, I don't need to know that.
Gives you a
I'm as
percent.
awake as I possibly can be.
That's anchor bias.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you think I'm tired.
Yeah, dude.
Now
That's
my
probably-
day's ruined.
That's probably exactly why I hate it, because I fucking learned what anchor bias is. I was like, you're anchor biasing me. I don't like this.
But it's just too much information now.
No.
Yo,
I-
it's
I'm-
kind of like a meme and a trope now. Whenever somebody tweets something that's like too much information, people reply like, "We should all know less about each other." And I think that is
1000%.
the mantra, man.
I was
Motherfucking
thinking about it
mantra.
a lot, like when I was off the grid, because I would hear about everything, but like 2 days later, and it even just that completely changed everything.
Right, because you're not in the
When you're
Yeah,
hearing about it in the
100%.
moment, you're like,
Yeah.
I gotta do something about this.
right.
Yeah.
I gotta react. I gotta talk. Yeah,
It was like there were a couple of big things. It was Jimmy Carter. There was something else. There were two, like something else that was right around then.
Thank God that guy died.
And I
he
was
was waiting for the sweet release of death.
I was just like, I'd hear, I was like,
That's
All
the
right.
thing that happened.
should we ski again?
Yeah.
Right, that's
Yeah.
what used to happen. It'd be like, I don't know, some guys were chopping wood, and they were like, "That's a thing that happened."
Yeah.
Back to fucking work. You know?
Exactly.
There was something else that was right around that time that was like big news, and like 2 days later, my dad had come up to see me, and he's like, "Did you hear about blah blah blah?" I was like, "What? No." But like just that little window of like not hearing about it right away, and then you're like, "Well, it happened 2 days ago. There's nothing I can do." So bummer.
I'm not
Something
gonna
else
even talk about
happened
it.
already, yeah.
It's funny, however sophisticated you think some humans may be, the rest is like, I want to look at fireworks, or like,
Yeah.
Jason Whitlock being like, those big old titties. You know,
That
it's like
peanut
people
butter brown
people still just want to
skin.
like fuck and have money and like buy shiny things, and like it's
We
all
were on the
primal
water
shit,
in London
You know?
watching these fireworks. It was the best night of my life.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. My dad was drooling. He's like, oh yeah.
The Mr. Mush came.
Oh,
That's
he
great.
was in heaven.
That's I would imagine the Mush parents have got to just be thrilled. like there was probably a time there where they were like, I don't know what Matt's gonna do. I don't know where Matty Boy's gonna
I
end
will
up.
say my mom did give me when I graduated. She's like, you have till 26 to figure out what you do, and then you have to get a real job.
That's
So
a good
then
way.
I
You-
said,
I mean, you did pretty quick, right?
well, yeah. Well, then that's when I started doing background acting and stand-up
okay,
comedian.
okay.
And then I was
When did you join Barstool?
I was
old?
23.
Yeah, so you did
So
it
I was
pretty quick though.
Yeah, I was drunk and got in, but
It's
that's
so
helpful,
weird when I see
but
that House of Cards clip. Why the fuck were you like? How the fuck did you get
I
that?
lied a very good resume. My resume was
Marty
fantastic.
was the like the Secret Service in House of Cards for Kevin Spacey,
I was
right?
on a
Wait, do you have a line?
No,
No,
just
he walked,
right
but he's
behind
walking
him.
like Secret Service walking with the president.
Yeah, they had to stop the scene 4
Right,
times.
right behind him. That's not where Spacey usually likes his background acting.
But he gave me Kevin Spacey got me his job.
He kind of got canceled.
Yeah, but he also like he was the same thing where like I mean I don't think he didn't go to jail, but like he was found guilty of, or maybe he was found innocent.
I think it was like civil
It was
shit.
30 years after, but I think he did get fined.
He was at least going to courts and stuff.
Yeah. So it was like there was
Also,
something
for the
there.
record, P Diddy notoriously canceled.
Criminal, like flat
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
criminal.
if you're a criminal, I don't count.
If you said something, if you know, that's what Louis C.K. was like, right on the board, because like jerking off in front of people, not that great.
Should have done that.
That was not good. But if you were a comedian, you know, Shane Gillis is thriving. There was a couple years there where he would tell you like this shit sucked, and I definitely couldn't get a job, and I was blackballed. And in that moment, he was canceled.
Shane-
but come out of it, and you're not, you know.
And Shane, I have the utmost respect for because he like never really. Other people
like,
said it for him, and
yeah,
he never
yeah.
like corrected him. But
Right,
he like
right.
Shane never
He
was
never
like, I got
complained,
king.
whined. I think he was actually like, I gotta get it. NBC can't.
You know,
Yeah.
but he's a guy like kind of like I don't know him, but he seems like us where he kind of knows he's dumb, but he's also really smart in a different way. Where like he's just like I probably should be canceled for a little bit, something like that. You know, sometimes you just let that go and then you
I
come
think
back.
if you like, well, there's two ways to go about it because there are people who make a literal career off of not being canceled and saying all that. So
Right.
you can go that direction.
Yeah.
You have to go all the way or not let it affect you at all. In between is where it's like you're letting this bother you. You can't stop talking about it. You're not putting out anything else, and you suck.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you can become like, that's my podcast. I'm the guy who defends the cancels.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
you can probably make more money than God.
Most likely,
Or
you
you just get back to like,
you
I'm gonna
gotta
be funny.
own things usually.
Yeah.
Just come out and just.
Well, it's kind of
then-
like John said about Baldoni too. It's like
Yeah.
you can defend your jokes or whatever. Fine, I get that. If everyone in the room is like, that was fucked up, just be like, that was fucked up.
That's on me. Yeah.
I thought it was okay. Everyone disagrees. I think I'm probably in the wrong here.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. Own it, yeah, and be accountable.
I think
for
you
it
can
as
say
well.
some shit like, my intent was to be funny. I'm not trying to harm anybody.
Yeah.
But I crossed the line. I shouldn't do that.
Nothing's
I
worse than
can't-
comedians though. That were like you didn't understand that.
Well, they
That's
they
the
were part of that
worst.
10-year period where
Yeah.
comics were like, and I get it, that's like their literal livelihood. So if you're gonna like, it's a slippery slope, as they say. But like, if you were just like, that joke was too far,
Yeah.
I'll tone it
Not fun.
down, folks. done. But like ego and all that shit, people can't.
Yeah.
They don't want to do that. I mean, you want to talk about just disappearing and coming back? You see your boy David Dobrik.
I hated that. He just came back.
You know, John, you don't probably know who David Dobrik is.
I know he's
Bro,
What's
he-
the
the Vlog Squad.
what's the other one? Where like not
more.
FaZe, but what?
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast?
No,
FaZe Clan?
No, there's one other one.
Hype
Does
House.
it begin with an N?
Oh no.
Nelk Boys.
Nelk Boys.
Is
No,
he a
no,
Nelk
no,
boy?
he's not. No.
That's like
David
Steve
Dobrik was
Will.
like, I think like the original vlogger, like the godfather of the vlog.
Oh, I didn't see this. Jesus
Then he,
Christ.
yeah, and this is he. So he caught a case. Not caught a case. He like they made a vlog like 2018 where these girls they were partying with these girls, and they were like kind of alluding to that like behind this closed door like people were fucking. And I think it was like they were popping the camera in, and it was like kind of. I don't want to say. I think it was like an orgy sort of thing, joking. Somebody was hooking up. They were not really being appropriate about it. I think the girl came out afterwards. It was like I felt pressured. He lost like I think he had monster sponsors, mega money. I think he lost it all. Took like 2 years off, came back.
He also hit that
Jacked.
guy in the head with a crane or something.
Yeah. That was it
Jeff
was a tough
Wittick.
run. Jeff Wittick like lost his eyeball for
Yeah,
the crane,
yeah.
Hell
and
yeah.
then he just comes back looking like this, and I just like I fucking hate this.
I
man.
hate that.
I fucking hate this dude. It's like just why can't there be
I
normal
wish he
people?
came back
man?
fat and like
That would have been better.
disheveled, being like,
you could have
yeah,
got a job at
I've been
Barstool,
miserable.
bro.
Yeah.
Now, hey David, now you can't get a job ever at Barstool. Congratulations, dude. He's he's shredded,
Holy
dude.
shit.
He almost looks like weird, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't
I
like
was
He
gonna
looks like
say, I
Christian
don't know,
Bale,
it's like a
like-
I don't
body
look
to
like that
aspire
guy.
to.
Yeah, like it looks like Christian Bale when he's losing weight for or like fighters cutting weight. I mean, it's better than
Can
being
you
like
imagine
a blob,
I
you know.
came to your apartment and just took
Right.
my like, "Ah!" And you're like, all right, dude.
Well, it was
Please
apparently-
leave.
it was like some big bet. It was like
Oh,
Mr.
Mr.
Beast said
Beast,
something
yeah.
like, if you don't hit your weight, you have to buy like 25,000 Feastables, Mr. Beastables, whatever. And like, so he made it into this whole thing. But it's like, I don't know, you're the internet dork. You're the vlogger
Scroll
who's like
down
kind of
one
pudgy
real
and
fast.
funny. Yeah, he's another one. Like, he's probably like a smarmy dude, but like whatever. He made tons of money, dude.
Yeah,
So
he's a
he
weird
disappeared
cat.
for 2 years before coming
Yeah.
back on.
Yeah, and now it's like
that
nobody remembers. Like, hey, he's got muscles, and like it's like fireworks.
for the
Don't talk about sexual assault. Look at the fireworks. Look at my abs.
But like, remember, like, I'm thinking of just like old Hollywood, and like by that I mean like movies and stuff I've seen about it, where it was like, if you did a bad movie, you might get canceled, aka not work for 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now instead of doing a bad movie gets you in trouble, it's raping somebody. Like, it's a pretty fair trade, I think, as far as cancel culture goes.
yeah, take a couple
It's a
years
good
off.
trade.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
like-
you know, you can do a shitload of bad movies. We'll put them all on Netflix. Just if you rape someone, then
Honestly,
you probably got to go away for 2 years.
Bad movies now are like good for them. They got their money.
Yeah.
That's just what it is because it's a Netflix movie, like you said.
NFL playoffs? We're talking about NFL playoffs? You bet we are. Get in on the action with Gametime with the DraftKings Sport. Get in on the action with the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NFL, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdowns is key to winning in the NFL playoffs. Some might say it's the whole game. The whole game. You got to score more points than the other guy. And the key to you scoring big is betting on them at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. Here's another reason to watch your favorite players crush it in the playoffs. New customers, bet $5, you get $200 in bonus bets instantly. You bet $5, you get $200 in bonus bets right away. Score big with the NFL playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KFC. The code KFC that's code KFC for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
John said that Twisters is bigger than Wicked. What do you think of that?
I was wrong. I looked it up pretty quick.
What do you mean? You don't have to look it up. Look at the movie.
I wasn't crazy.
I went home thinking that was a pretty crazy take.
It was like 2 off.
I know.
Two
Yeah,
off.
yeah. You're
Two off
not.
what?
Like I looked up like the box office, like the domestic box office. I think Twisters was like 8 maybe, or 10 or something like that, and Wicked was like.
It was just
6 or
funny the
4.
way he said Wicked won the blockbuster award at the Golden Globes. I mean, it's gotta be Twisters. It's just like there's a million movies winning awards. Twisters is not one of them.
Twisters-
When he said that, I just started dying.
It's the best movie of the year, hands down, hands down.
I actually didn't think it was that great.
Oh, I loved it. I think I saw it in theaters 3 times.
There was John is my John is a you are like a grab bag. You're like you never know what you're gonna get.
Oh,
Because
You're kind of like fireworks, where like if
That's
it's
the
just
theme.
blowing up, you love it.
but like John will give me a recommendation sometimes that I'm like, this was magnificent. This is like a piece of art. And then he'll also tell me to watch Carry On.
Yo, Carry On fucking rock, dude.
Unbelievable movie.
Unbelievable.
That was the worst movie of all time.
No way.
That was
dude.
the worst movie of all
No
time.
way, dude.
That was a great
That was
movie.
an AI generated movie.
Unbelievable.
Oh, the acting
I
in
can't
that
believe Bateman attached his name to
delightful.
that.
Unreal. Unreal.
Oh, it was a
bro.
delightful
First of
movie.
all, I would have just gone,
I mean, literally
Movie
the perfect kind of movie where like it for me, like I don't hate Christmas movies, but like I hate all the childish
I
Christmas
actually
stuff.
agree, yes.
I like the movies like that where it's like it's happening around Christmas, but it's just a regular ass fucking movie. When that came out, and what was the other show that came out? Black Doves, and they were both like kind of Christmassy, but not. But good stories around that. I was like, this is exactly what I want around Christmas time. That's a perfect Christmas time movie.
Great movie.
well,
I won't watch it again until next Christmas, but it's a
Wait.
perfect Christmas time movie.
Wait, you were saying Carry On is a Christmas movie?
Yes.
It's got Christmas theme to it.
It does?
It was
Yeah.
supposed to
Travel
be
during the
Christmas
holidays.
Day or something like that.
Well, all right, but I mean that's one of those movies that could totally exist without Christmas.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay,
What's the
yeah,
movie
yeah.
with Seth Rogen?
Night before.
Fantastic.
That's a great one. That's a great one. That's a fun
great
one. That's
movie.
like a Bad Santa.
I
where
like
it's it's
cried
actually
when
fun.
Miley Cyrus came out. Yeah. It's like, oh my god, this is
Has
beautiful.
anyone seen Red One with Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
No.
About him being
That's supposed to be like
sucked.
the worst movie of all
It-
time.
Yeah, I
I
heard that's
I haven't
really,
heard-
really bad.
seen
It's not though. Well, I mean, it's like
That's an AI generated movie.
that. If you watch that movie with kids and you have a problem with it, like
Kids. Yeah.
you're like if you went home and watched it alone tonight, I'd be like, this sucks.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it's a movie about Santa Claus. The Rock is Santa Claus's bouncer, like bodyguard. J.K. Simmons is ripped like fucking David Dobrik. They're working out together in the North Pole.
That's crazy.
But like for kids, it was actually kind of great. I liked it. But it's.
That's where I think people are living.
Where?
The North Pole.
What do you mean people are?
Like I think that like the North Pole.
Let me explain.
It's like the one place we know people don't live. People live everywhere else.
Well, that's what they tell you.
Why is
John.
there a fairy tale land in there about?
I wasn't gonna say that, but
Why is there?
I was gonna say like, why is the government?
No,
like,
but
not
that's
let you
what
go
I'm
there?
saying.
It's the
But,
place
like,
you can't go check to see if Santa's actually there.
Why there's people there that they're planting.
Planting people for what?
they got the bases there.
Everything.
They're doing
That's
the fucking.
where the aliens actually.
Yeah.
And aliens are in Antarctica.
Shit is like there's like 800 tons of ice
are.
protecting like the ships and the technology and all that shit.
So they are.
And
They
Hollywood,
have enough technology to come to Earth.
And
they
then
can't
why is
break through
aliens
ice?
are so like whatever now?
I don't know.
Because they make us think aliens. Hollywood made us think aliens look like Green Goblins. They don't look like that.
Okay.
But they make us all think that because it's like a fairy tale thing. But they're just around us.
You think it's a concerted effort by Hollywood to make us think?
Yes.
It's one big PR. So it's all PR. Like the
And I'm
government.
okay with it too.
So Hollywood's the only people who know about aliens, and they're like, well, for some reason they know about aliens.
do you
It's
think,
just to the
do you
government
think
and them.
Kim Kardashian's phone's ever died? No, ever. She's got a different. They have a Starbucks different than us. That guy
That was
came
proven to
out.
be fake.
No,
I
he
know what
came
video
out.
you're talking about.
Nothing's fake. There's a lot going on, John. So open your eyes.
What did you think of the drones, Marty?
I loved it.
What do you think they are?
I have no idea, but
Did we
it's
ever
kind
really
of.
talk about the drones? I think we kind of
Yeah, we
missed
did.
that.
We did.
You should have seen me at my apartment. I'm looking. I was looking all night to see if I could find one.
You know what the
Couldn't find
drones are? You know what the drones are? They're fireworks.
one. Yeah.
They're like,
I
oh, look
hate-
at this, and everyone talks about it for 3 days, and then everyone moves on.
But
Yeah.
you know what? So I don't know if I said this, but this has been my take on it. Is like, it is very similar to that. You know when a helicopter goes by and you go like, oh, a helicopter, right? Like
Every night.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're not like, what are they doing with that? They're
Right.
just like it's I don't know. It's a helicopter that's taking some people somewhere, or the holy grail when you see like a military plane fly by. You know,
Yeah.
like a big old like double thing, and you're just like, that's a military plane. You're not like, I deserve to know what's going on.
I was
that's just the new version. It's just
using
drones.
that example. I was saying boats in the harbor, and I was like,
Yeah, you just
if
go,
you like
"Ooh."
that boat's not usually there, I'd be like, okay, what do you want?
But it is. But there is something cool to be like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like when you hear you look up, you're like, well, oh, okay, there's a helicopter. I don't know.
You've seen my apartment. It's all right. I see the water
Yeah.
every night. I never seen that one before.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like they also transport cranes on the water. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that. Yeah.
Did you know that?
I used to work on the water, bro.
Me too.
I worked on a boat for like 5 years.
You were transporting cranes?
That you did that.
What were you doing on the boat?
I mean, it was just like a sailing boat. Like
You were
a
cleaning it?
no, I was like a deckhand. Like it was like a tourist boat. And
5 years?
probably it might have been 4 or 5 years. Like it was just a summer job. Like
okay.
like in college and a little after.
I
college.
used to go in Counter Terrorism. I used to go and look for the dead bodies on the water. Seriously, yeah. I really did. It's
crazy.
It was wild.
What did you just drive?
Yeah, let's dig
looking
into the
for a body.
I would just be on the back of it was like an internship type thing I was doing. But like,
Let's
I
dig
was,
But you
into
would
the
just
counter-terrorism.
be on a boat
Hang on,
cruise,
let's-
and they'd be like, if you
let's-
see a body, shout it out.
Let's
Oh, it's
back
just
it
like
up.
we're looking like
People
fishing for bodies.
Explain the counterterrorism stuff.
So my
Just
dad,
start kind of from the beginning.
my dad
You
was
can't
a
just
detective
jump to the we're
for
searching for bodies.
30 years in the city, and during college, one of his friends was the chief of counterterrorism. So I just got a job at counterterrorism.
Yeah, but that's usually like, I got a job at like my dad's pizza place, not the counterterrorism
Yeah,
unit.
like the first
Jack
day,
Bauer, CTU.
there's no address. So I don't know how to get there. It's really hard. Like there's just no address.
How do you find the secret base?
It's
I don't
really
know,
hard
man.
to find. Like one day, I also wore 2 left shoes to counterterrorism, and one had a heel, one didn't, and I did a series like we're all fucked. They had no idea I was wearing 2 left shoes all day.
If they can't pick up on that.
Wow, this is where like I would also go to places and give active shooter classes. Like I'm the guy being like, so like what happens if someone comes to this room? I'm like, every situation's different. That's it. And there was a bunch where
Yeah, I don't know. Every situation's different.
if you don't know the answer, that's what they told you to say.
How long did you work there?
It was like almost a year. But then also I would do the best thing I used to do is go to rich people. Yeah, I was gonna say funnest should be rich people's houses, and they would think that their husband or wife is listening to them, and me and my dad would sweep for listening devices. Wow, that was cool.
Really?
Yeah, like it was just
Did
like
you ever
when
find stuff?
Once we found
Really?
it. Yeah,
Because usually what it is they've just hacked all of your equipment and you don't realize it.
Yes,
I have searched my place for bugs before. I've been like they have to be listening.
Yes.
There's no
way
way.
they know this information.
And it's like they
Yeah,
just
I got a
have-
phone I want you to check out, Marty.
yeah. No, there was a bunch of random shit that I would do. Like they wanted me to once to just go to you go to Times Square and ask the Elmo and stuff for pictures, and if they say yes and ask for money, you arrest them.
That feels like entrapment.
I said no to that.
That's the
one.
gig.
I said that one.
You're a man of honor.
I was gonna do. I really want. Sounds funny. Which also we should write that down.
Yeah.
Wait, so I mean, this might be dumb, but I assume that counterterrorism is like trying to stop terrorism. But is this?
Yeah, no,
so
I
is that
did.
what it was? But the
Yeah.
Elmo thing is kind of where it's like.
Well,
it's all
that
of
was a.
Yeah, it sounds like you
different
guys were not really focusing on terrorism.
Yeah.
That's
So-
like when the Secret Service goes after like counterfeit bills. It's like, shouldn't you be looking after the president?
Yeah.
But it is funny thing is I did learn a lot about like cybersecurity and like all that shit where like keep things safe and don't put this on the internet, don't do that.
And then you came to the dumbest
Then I
company in
came
the world.
here and did everything on the internet. But like I was in meetings with like the chief of counterterrorism
Oh.
with like real shit happening.
Missing a shoe.
Like one time I had to borrow the chief of counterterrorism's tie because I didn't have a tie and I had to like hurry up and get in there.
This is this is proving our theory that like we had a hypothetical like a month ago that was how many times do you this is actually perfect for Marty because Marty might be the one person in the world I would believe could do it in like 12 tries. How many tries you have like unlimited energy, you don't have to worry about like fatigue. How many times you do open heart surgery before you successfully do it to somebody?
Oh my god.
But there are other doctors in the room telling you what you did wrong.
No.
And you have
no,
one
you
YouTube
get
video.
Oh, I thought it was that was just you have
You get what?
one YouTube tutorial.
Step by step.
Okay.
Very
pause
like,
it.
But
very
I don't think you
simple.
have no other doctors. I mean,
Oh, you can pause it and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh, that was the first.
Dude, that's.
That's the first thing I thought I was gonna say. Yeah,
Bro.
If I didn't have to memorize
I
it,
think I said 75 the first time. I might be sub 10.
I was gonna say I think the first one would be like 7 to 8.
Yeah.
really
the
think-
hardest thing about that is me learning how to
How many
like,
valves
stitch.
are there?
Yeah. Also,
like,
like the
stitching's not that
scaffolding
hard.
and the cutting and
You don't
the.
need to stitch. Staple.
Staple. Yeah. Staple and I'll
How
fucking
many
light it on
valves are
fire.
there in the heart?
You should probably know that if you're going to be
4?
doing
4,
surgery.
I was going to say.
That's not a lot.
I might be.
I've
I'm
never-
somewhere in the 5 to 10 range. I'll knock it out.
I have my rule, and I'll never bet against Marty. So whatever you say, you can say one shot at open heart surgery
I might be fucked this year, to be honest, with that stuff.
because like real people are coming
Mason
around.
Miller's gonna fucking throw it 109 miles an hour past me. And I'm fucked.
Mason
Yeah.
Miller, the pitcher.
Yeah, he throws 104.
Oof.
Yeah,
Listen,
but
if you
Maybe.
get
Lean
if you-
into it.
and die.
You just go get on. Just fucking Barry Bonds it. Just a little shoulder.
I
Go
think
there with a
I'm
fucking plate
I'm
armor
scared
on.
they're going to now because they don't.
they want to
They
like
want to scare me.
Yeah, because
and
here's the
then
thing:
do
they
it.
probably want to like buzz the tower with you, give you a little like brushback pitch, but you know you got to be able to get out of the way of like. Again,
Yeah.
you're pretty athletic, but like you know, these guys have quick reaction times to get out of the way of those
Yes,
pitches.
that's
If
the
you
scary
treat
part.
somebody like I'm gonna throw a brushback pitch and they're just a regular like 30-year-old dude, you might just fucking drill them.
1000% nervous. I'm very nervous.
You faced Bauer, you faced some real like pitchers, but once the cat's out of the bag and everybody like the talent pool gets even higher,
Yeah.
and people are like trying to.
And I'm friends like Justin Steele's facing me as well, and he's like, "I'm not letting you get one.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
bullshit." And
Right.
then, like,
But
Dylan
that- they
Cease
all-
has
they all
also
did-
they all wanted to. Yeah,
you've
very angry.
proven them all wrong.
Like when the guy got to the Red Sox spring training, they're all shitting on him.
I'm sure.
They were like, every single person was like, "You're not gonna make the team."
I remember we said that about the guy in the A's too, right? He was like
Yeah.
trying to be like their opening day starter, and he was like, I don't know, I'm gonna make the team.
Yes,
anymore. It's like,
exactly.
you might ruin careers,
Oh,
Marty.
I think I got Djokovic.
Really?
So that will be, if he
That's
doesn't
sick.
get hurt for the or like does actually plays it, I have him. That would be amazing. Fucking rip at his throat. That guy.
That would be. I mean, it's.
Bro, that's
it would be
huge.
impressive.
Yeah.
But like
It's
you
like the
already
greatest
did it
tennis
versus
of all-
Alcaraz.
Yeah.
I know, but
Like-
Djokovic is like the greatest of all time.
Djokovic is everyone knows who that is.
Yeah.
No matter
Yeah.
Alcaraz,
Right.
everyone knows, but like
And they might eventually like know him as that, but like
Yes.
Djokovic is, you know,
Yeah, 'cause he's
Federer,
also-
Djokovic, like
how
those
old
are the
is he?
names.
Djokovic?
yeah,
I would guess my age, maybe a little older, 37,
that's what I would put it at.
Well, that's a tough one for Pavs.
37.
Pavs can't Google anything, let alone.
Oh, spot on.
It's spot on. Yeah.
Um,
If you're watching, you can probably guess who this segment is sponsored by. If you're just listening, I'll tell you it is sponsored by Huel. It's a brand new year, and we are all about setting goals and actually hitting them. Haven't always been about that, but we are kind of about that now. That's why I want to talk to you about today's sponsor, Huel, spelled Huel, the global complete nutrition brand trusted by millions. Their Black Edition ready to drink is a complete meal in a bottle, high in protein, low in sugar, packed with all the nutrients your body needs to perform at its best. I have recently been fueling my body, and the juxtaposition of how it feels when it's fueled by Huel and when it's just not me trying is it's jarring. And I hate being a person who's just saying things that 99% of the population knows well. But when you treat your body right, it feels a lot better. Huel is a perfectly balanced meal designed by experts to provide all the nutrients your body needs from a meal. Huel takes the guesswork out of healthy eating. It is for your most inconvenient meals. With no prep, no cooking, just say goodbye to getting hangry and unsatisfying snacks. Just grab a Huel instead. Don't believe me? Take the leap and join the community of Hueligans with this exclusive offer for new customers of 15% off plus a free gift with code KFC15 at Huel.com. That's 15% off plus a free gift for new customers with the code KFC15 at Huel.com. HUEL.com. Start your year off strong with a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel. Huel, nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters.
so you've been doing, you were great in Three Wise Men. That was great.
Thank you. Let me tell you something. My favorite thing, what's the word? Reinvigorated?
Yeah.
My
Out of work?
creativity and back. You know when you lose it sometimes at
Oh, yeah.
Barstool where you're like, everything you put out, everyone's like, well, this sucks. And it's like, all right, well, I'm going to stop doing this. This is the one where like I'm literally like, literally going to go to acting classes. Like
Really?
that's how much, yes. I was going to tell you, me and Tommy might do it and we should go.
Hell yeah.
Like,
You should film that, like,
yeah,
make that
like
content.
I'm just like, it's so fun. And like, even like we're doing stuff that way. It's cool when people listen to your ideas.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
pretty good.
Right,
And
right.
like, I'm like studying lines at home. I don't tell them that, but like, I'm like really trying to be like good at it. And it's
Dude,
like,
it's
Dude,
we were at a company where for the first like 15 years it was not cool to try.
Yes,
and it was not cool
like
to make
going to school,
funny,
like,
to be like
if
I'm
you were
trying
smart
to
at school.
do a funny thing.
yes.
It was just like be funny and it's hard and it's like scary to be like I'm trying to be funny.
Yes.
I'm acting a little bit. I've come up with this idea, and if it doesn't work, people are going to be like, that stinks.
Yeah, I'll-
That's different than just being like, I'm on the rundown, and I'm giving a take about this, and
Yes.
if you laugh, you're good, and if you don't laugh, whatever.
Oh, you spent
know?
2 weeks to try to be funny?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I
It's,
did.
that's what it
I did
is. It's the
try.
time and the effort you put in.
Yeah.
So when it comes out good, it's got to feel great.
Yeah, it also helps that you have like a person like that. It's really good at
Cheat code
making
over here.
it, make it look good. Because I can just say things and they make it happen.
I know.
You know, and like that's
Yeah,
exactly what me
once
and
you get a
John
look
talk
behind
about.
the curtain of like, it's like, oh, nobody's really talented. They all just have good cameramen.
Yeah.
And shit.
Do you
Yeah.
feel like the Wizard of Oz, where you're just like, I'm the one doing all this?
I think that like I've never spoken to another first-time director but like I think I just have the easiest job. You guys literally make it so easy.
But that's
Oh,
also
we're
what
all
you
just
need is
sucking
design.
each
It's a
other's
suck
dicks.
And you know what though?
You guys are pussies.
That's what it is. These meetings, you got to see them. They're amazing. It's like, wow, that was a good idea. And it's
Well,
like, wow,
no,
yeah.
it's incredible what happens when you try.
Yes.
You
It's
put
just
1
cool.
ounce of effort into it, and also we came from a company of the most toxic, competitive, like even if your idea is good, I'm going to tell you it's a bad idea because that means I didn't come up with a funny idea.
Yes.
You did.
I'm going to do
Where
an
I
idea
know
to make
you guys
yours.
are all on the same page
Yeah.
and cultivate it and foster
Yes.
it. You know, where it's like
like
that
someone comes out with a
helps.
new series, you're like, fuck them. Like,
Yeah.
wow, that's a good idea. And then
Yeah.
you try to do your own. Now it's like, oh, maybe we do it together.
Yes.
Me and John's
that was-
texts all start off now, or it's like gay, but like we say it's gay when I'm about to say, but like I really enjoyed what we did today. Basically every text we have.
It really is. It's like, and like say they would be like, "Are we having fun, guys?"
Not to add to the dick sucking, but making a gambler was like one of my favorite.
I was gonna say that. That's
I
kind of
really
where it
like
started,
them.
really, when you think
It
about
kind
it.
of did start like, and I'm not saying we started out like you started out voting, but I'm saying we didn't try. That's the problem.
But
we didn't.
we
we
didn't
tried,
try,
but,
but
like-
that was like I remember being like, oh, whoa, that was like acting.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like you're not acting because you're just like kind of, but like I remember thinking out of order. You were like still kind of an unknown, and like I was just
Yeah.
like that guy's crazy and funny. But for him, I was like, oh, he can do something different that we haven't done yet
Yes.
before, you know.
And I like that you
that
guys
was
like
years ago.
flip flop. Sorry, between like straight men and like not one was like the straight man and the whatever. Like it just like flip
Yeah.
flop.
Yeah,
Honestly,
no one
if-
stays the straight man here for long.
I wish sometimes that the gambling shit didn't happen because I would like to see that like keep going.
Yeah, that was, they
Although
deleted all those pretty quick.
really fast, really
yeah, for the
fast.
people who don't know, it was like we all, once Penn bought us, we had all these gambling regulations where you can't say, the essence of making a gambler.
For the record, you still can't.
For the record, we couldn't say bleep, bleep, when you go fuck someone else's wife,
The Kirk at it, yeah.
or whatever it was that he was accused of. Not accused of, but
But yeah, I mean that was.
But we should just
When
sit
they
down
w-
and be like, how are we gonna do this today? And then we just like start doing ideas and improv. That's kind of how it works.
that it would be like that one was very much. But Out of Order was the same way. Where like when Out of Order started, it was very much just like run and gun, and now it's like basically we don't do anything without a full script.
Full script.
But like that one was like more like born of. I don't know with Out of Order. I always think that like we didn't use a script because we were kind of just couldn't figure it out. This I don't think we wanted to figure.
No.
Out.
Yeah, no, that one was reckless. That was
just
just
like we
like-
just don't want to do. Like it was literally a bit laziness. It was like I don't want to write a script. Let's just do it.
Don't you guys realize that this is the way people talk about like their like humble beginnings when they have like a movie studio eventually? like when you guys talk, like that's how people talk, where they're like, I don't know, like Upright Citizens Brigade or like whatever it is, where it's like, yeah, in the beginning we didn't have scripts, and then we like, blah, 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 and now all of a sudden we like have a movie.
It's
That's like,
The way
path.
that we talk in these things and the way I go home, I'm like, we're gonna have a movie.
What drives me? Yes, you will, and you'll get there. And I just think you guys would get there like so much faster if it was like, there's just different ways that Barstool operates, and the haves and the have-nots, and what gets attention and what doesn't. And if that got the attention it deserves, I feel like you would already have a movie.
Yeah.
Like, it would already be on like a streaming service.
I think we get the attention we deserve.
Honestly, they fucking rip. They do well.
Yeah.
But it is weird. But that's
I-
not
you
our.
know, like, it
but our
should be
audience
talked, like,
is
it's-
not used to it. Also,
Right.
We haven't never done something scripted. That all they loved was the non-scripted shit.
Yeah.
Is there
Now
any
it's-
characters that you would be uncomfortable doing? Like, would you like draw a line anywhere?
No.
Him?
Definitely
Definitely not.
I don't think so. There's nothing I wouldn't do
listen,
if we were doing it right. Like
If the gang handed you the Danny DeVito script,
absolutely,
You would do anything.
what was it? He was getting raped. By
he was
the-
getting raped. Yeah.
I want to test that. So you guys, you need to push him. Now that he's on the record, push him to the brink.
Like if I think it's funny, there's absolutely nothing I won't do. Like which I think is what Danny DeVito says about Frank Reynolds. Like if I think it's funny, of course I'll do it.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
It's not. Don't just go write a random rape scene. But like if it's funny and it makes sense, yeah, I'll fucking do it.
The Queens Boulevard scene where he writes in the blowjob. I just gotta make sure you trust me.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fucking do that.
And Johnny Drama's going through everyone he sucked the dick. It's like he went full
See,
retard.
They're coming out with
was
another.
gay?
Doug Elin and them are coming out with a show. It's
That can't be real,
saw
right?
that.
Yeah,
The Charlie Sheen thing.
yeah,
It's fake.
I think so.
It's
No, it's real. I'm pretty sure. I mean,
I saw the trailer, but I was like, that's fake.
I don't think so. It's basically that's real. I don't know if I think it's like a pilot or something. I don't know if it's like been picked up or no? Look at that, Charlie Sheen just starred in Dramedy. It's basically
there any way-
it's
hit
Doug
me
Gillen's the
tabs.
creator of Entourage, and it's Kevin Connolly basically playing E, and Drama I think kind of playing a similar Kevin Dillon playing a similar thing to Drama, and then Charlie Sheen is himself, and he has a podcast. It's like he's joining the digital world, and
Charlie Sheen came back from cancel.
yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
he
one.
did.
Took him a little longer on account of the AIDS, I think, but but you know, I think this is all real.
You know what we were talking about yesterday? Like how a lot of the main characters of TV shows and movies you don't like. The side character you like. I said, do you think that Eisenberg was mad that everyone kind of loves Kieran Culkin? Because he directed it, he made the movie. Everyone is like, he's winning the awards for like supporting actor.
Yeah.
And like Entourage, no one's favorite character is Vince
yeah.
ever. You
Seinfeld.
know? Seinfeld, it's
No one ever said
George is
Jerry.
the favorite. Like
Yeah.
it is kind of crazy. These main characters kind of suck.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
yeah. I mean, it's always the like the side guys that I think really have like the memory. I saw some great videos of. I must be in some sort of weird Costanza, Jason Alexander algorithm right now, but there was one where early on the episode of The Pen from Seinfeld, Jason Alexander's not in it, and he went to Larry David and he was like, "Don't ever write me out of the show ever again."
Really?
And he goes, "If you're gonna write me out forever." He goes, "I want this character to be so good that there cannot be an episode without
I
me."
love that.
And if you're not gonna, and if you don't see it that way, and you don't don't,
Yeah.
I'm done.
No way.
And he was like, I never miss an episode after that. And he also said that I can't remember the numbers, but it was like syndication. Seinfeld and syndication was making like $400 million a year or something like that. It was making like $10 million an episode in syndication, and they knew that. And they went to NBC and they were like, we got to get this money. And they were like, we cannot give you like basically equity in the show. I guess that sets like a precedent or whatever. They were, we cannot do that. So they were like, okay, we're going to come up with a number then that like on the front end, basically a salary that will make it right. And that's where the original like $1 million an episode for all of them came up. And he was like, I think we did like irreparable damage to the television industry by doing that.
Really?
He was like, he was
I
like,
knew
we
the
had to
first
ask
part,
for
not
it,
the last part.
but he was like, I think NBC was foolish to do that because, and he kind of, he was like, he's like, Paul Reiser and Helen Hunt are going to get $1 million an episode for some show that's in like the 25 to 30 range. And he mentioned a couple other like sitcoms and names, and he's like basically being like, fuck those. Like
Yeah.
we were doing numbers,
Yeah.
so we
What was
should
the
get
Paul
it.
Reiser
But
one?
Mad About You.
Mad About You.
Yeah,
Great
Freddie.
one.
Yeah, he said that one and another one that was just like, yeah, those fucking like, and those were probably crushing too. But he was
Yeah.
like, we were monsters, but we set this precedent of $1 million an episode. That was like,
cool.
and he goes, they were foolish. They should not have done that. I was like, that's fucking gangster. Dude.
The main character stuff is kind of like here too. Like when you first start, you're in and out. People love you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
wow, that guy's funny because they
Yeah.
only see a couple of his stories.
Bro.
Then you get on for a while. Let's get this guy off the screen.
Overexposure is such a real
And
thing
we
on the
are
internet.
the best.
But we
We are unbelievable.
We
when someone's
expose
funny, get on every show.
everything.
Every show now.
Everything.
And then now they hate you. All right.
But also
Next one.
the job is every day. Like
Yeah.
like every other form of entertainment is like, oh, we got this like hot new thing, do like 10 episodes and then go away for like a year.
Yes.
This is like go on every single day for 15 years straight. It's actually miraculous that anybody still likes any of us.
Yes.
Like
Well,
it's,
it's like-
kind of a
it's-
testament to like
That's true.
we're actually likable because if you don't hate me by now, like
It's like being like a local sports host. Like no one, like it. At least in my experience in New York and Boston, like there are people who like he's an asshole. I like him, or they just hate him.
Yeah.
There's no one who's like
I
he's
love
just a great guy.
Yeah, the exposure thing is either you have to be, I've always viewed it this way, you have to be supremely talented and confident to be like, I'll give you a little taste, then I'm pulling back, and when I come back, you'll love it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I'm good enough for that, so I gotta just keep going every day to try to hit, you know, I'm going quantity, not quality, because if I disappear for 6 months, because I'm taking off, and I come back, it might not be there, you know?
That's
But
Dana
that's also
in a
probably like
nutshell.
the wrong...
Dana in a nutshell is you should have him on one day and just don't say anything. and he'll just spill everything. And like that's why Coley and Tyler's show is always the best with us too, because like he literally like out of nowhere was just like, yeah, first time I came was from a lawnmower, like out of nowhere, and it was just like from the vibration. It's like, damn, no one asked you that. It's just like that's where he just said some crazy shit.
You a clit, dude?
I was gonna say I've heard stories like that, but not from dudes.
I've heard
why
Where's
it.
that lawnmower? I'm gonna buy that
That's
lawnmower.
why he's the best.
You know, my favorite was when he came on Barstool Radio and just
Oh, the butt chug.
that
was another one.
The
Oh.
remote control.
What was that one?
When he used to tie a Nintendo 64 remote to his dick.
Xbox.
With the rumble
Xbox.
back?
It was just while he was playing, he'd play naked and he would tie a remote to his dick to stretch it out to make it bigger. And I was like, oh, we all like did like weird things when we were like 12. And he's like, I was in college.
I'll be honest. I think that's like a sex crime. Like saying that out loud is like you should be on a list,
You were
bro.
walking in on that.
I thought the butt chug stuff was bad. He just offered that up. Remember that? And he was just like, yeah, I drink beers through my asshole in college. At least I've heard of that before. I've never heard of tying your Nintendo controller to your dick.
Just trying to stretch
I don't
it
even
out.
understand.
If you were dating a guy and you found out that he did that, what would you do?
Well, does it work? I'd be like,
Put a ring
one
on
for
it.
both of us. That's crazy. I don't really understand the logistics of it.
No one does.
No
That's
one
why
does.
Dana's the only one who did it.
Yeah. I think they say it
We
does.
all didn't run home and try it. Like, Dana, no one thought of that.
I mean, I think
It's
it's
like a
got to
life
work a little bit, right?
I would
could see
think,
because it's like you stretch yourself out when you want to make yourself taller,
but I think you got to do it like
and I feel like it's
Every day,
it's
like a
clay.
brick on there.
like what do you call it?
It's like binding. Or
Binded feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you got.
I was thinking about this the other day. I'm always trying to think of things that are happening today that, like, in a 1,000 years, we're gonna be like, can you fucking believe that they believed that or did that? I think high heels are fucking insane.
Yeah,
I think they're one step beyond binding feet, where it's just gonna be like, there was like in this era for like a couple hundred years, like girls walked on like little pins like, and had to, like, it hurt and they couldn't really walk, but like
But-
they did it because
Got
like
more
their
comfortable,
calves.
no? Didn't they get more comfortable?
Oh, they're probably more comfortable than they were, but
Yeah.
they're not more comfortable than just
I know
regular
that you're
fucking
all right
shoes.
though. It is crazy where it's like it's got to be
And
so
because
hard
I think
to do
about
that.
like when you see them dance and like they can run in them and
Yeah.
shit. That's crazy that you guys can do that.
I
But
know.
it also is like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, why?
Why the fuck are you?
But like
doing that?
evolution-wise, it makes sense. Like you just like when you're taller, you feel
But if you all just like,
yeah.
it's an even playing field. If you just
I
agreed
actually
not to
thought
do
this
it.
about
you know?
fax machines. I don't
talked
think
about those
that's
recently.
actually still in the future. I think fax machines are crazy.
I don't understand the logistics of
Like,
I feel
how does
that's-
it
Why don't we still have them?
It doesn't make
Well,
any
Well, you
sense
can
Very
just like
good.
scan something and email it now, but
Yeah,
on your like your phone.
Yeah.
yeah.
but it's kind of like transportation or.
I actually learned how to do that fairly recently. Game changer.
Kind of just take a picture of it and.
If you do it in the
Still
Notes
kinda
app,
crazy.
it's
I
like
was gonna say
scanned
you don't
document
even need
or something like
an
that.
app anymore. You just do it on your phone.
No, but I feel like a fax machine is the closest thing we have to teleportation. Where it's
yeah,
like
you put
Yeah.
it. Well,
something physical, not on the phone.
no. But it's
Physical.
not. Well, it's like.
I actually have no idea how it
No.
works.
So
it's
not like
a
you're
lot.
like transferring the piece of paper.
No, I know,
okay,
but like,
okay.
but like
Because that would be like
teleporting.
You're transferring like
That physical piece of paper
Had to
is
check
going
that you
into
guys-
an email. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, they got this new shit where you write and it write with a pen and then it just appears on your phone with like your handwriting and everything. So if you're like a journaler, but you want to like keep it on your phone or whatever, you can just write and it just stores
If you're
it.
a journalist, just write it in your fucking journal.
Exactly. Sometimes when things are too easy, I don't like that.
Dude, right now they're doing this. I don't even know what it stands for. CES. I don't know. Probably the E is probably for Expo. I don't know. It's like they're unveiling all the technology that's coming out.
Oh,
I think we're actually, you know, when people are like, I thought we'd have flying cars by now. I think we're like right on the tipping point. They're
Yeah.
starting to make some wild shit, dude.
but bro, even the one that drives itself as an Uber is crazy.
Yeah, to me,
You get in the backseat, there's no driving.
they're making a car that jumps. I don't even know why they need that. It was like you can jump over
That's like
potholes.
that car. There's a truck that there's always commercials for during football where the truck can move like
Sideways.
Sideways. It's like
that? like what?
No, right now this one's cool. This just has a helicopter in your trunk. This just has you just straight up have a helicopter in your trunk. That it becomes like a helicopter drone and you just fly away. That's like a Hess truck where they're like, it comes with a helicopter. Yeah, that one's pretty baller. By the way,
where are you doing that?
by the way, let me just say,
that's what most inventions. I think
well,
I
look
just
where they are,
stopped.
Marty, in Antarctica.
So they're dropping them.
I
That's
love
what
that
those
we
people
have
are.
helicopter cars, but we don't have internet here. This car can just jump over potholes because why not? It just goes. Whoop.
I heard that's like the #1 death in Mississippi.
Potholes? That makes sense.
It's the hippopotamus in Mississippi.
It just goes like it just jumps like 6 meters forward.
Like I always think about this kind of stuff. Like if your friend got it, and he's like, "Dude, I got this car. It can jump." I'd be like, "Why?"
They made the G-Wagon.
yeah.
I'd make fun of him for thinking it's cool. I'd be like, "Why do I care about that?"
Yes.
G-Wagons can just go like and just do like donuts in their stay in their place right now. I actually think that one makes sense because you can parallel park. Like
I also
the wheels go sideways, you can just go right in there.
Well, we're talking about fireworks. That's some of the best, the craziest engineering. Like, first of all, how do they get the colors? Is it dye? Second of all, timing it so that it explodes in the air in separate little pieces. How do they get that to figure out in just like that little compartment? Third of all, I don't know what the third thing is, honestly, but like to have it blow up in the air like that.
I definitely don't understand the science of it.
No.
I leave it to the Chinese.
They had the one this year at New Year's. I think it was like the biggest single explosion ever. It was fucking bananas. It like lit up the whole goddamn sky.
I don't like those inventions.
I think the biggest explosion ever, and like everywhere else thinking like, no, that's not it.
Did you see that they did it in Nagasaki?
What?
Yeah, it was like the single biggest. The headline was like single biggest explosion in Nagasaki, and the comments were like second.
Yeah, I was like,
second, maybe third.
They did it in Nagasaki.
Yep.
I was gonna say the people of
Nagasaki.
Nagasaki and Hiroshima are going, no, it's not. They
They
actually
did it. Or
so they saw with their own eyes going, no, it's not.
No, not those people.
I don't
Those
like
people
those.
are dead.
You like those? Like those inventions? Like the invention that just came out is like it makes like ice cream at your house. That is something that I can get on board.
Hell yeah.
Where it's like it's like one of those machines now, like a coffee machine that just makes ice cream.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That I can do,
That
yeah.
is something. I don't. What am I doing with this helicopter?
They unveiled a $60,000 television where it is like it has the screen is like a fabric that can just like collapse. So all of a sudden like your television's like not there. And they're like, so it doesn't, you know what I mean? It's like,
So now you can have a blank space on your.
Basically,
I think
yeah.
I look at like technology stuff like this. How I also do look at it like this, but like a layman looks at like I think like fashion, like a runway. Where you're like, what the fuck? Who's ever gonna wear that?
But yeah,
and
these
it's
people love this
actually,
shit.
but like the people who look at fashion like that, again, I can't tell, but I know like it'll get watered down, and then but
To a
it will be
reasonable
very
thing.
popular.
Yeah.
Like. I'm
Yeah, this
sure
is the
that's what
avant-garde
happens with
shit.
this.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
like it'll all get watered down.
Right, this is
and
like,
then there
you
will be
know-
something that's mainstream out of it.
one of these exists in the world, but Enron released it's this little egg. It's a nuclear reactor for your house. It's just like your house will run on nuclear power now. It's like, that sounds like a bad idea.
Gosh.
Imagine Marty every day has to like run a nuclear power plant to like keep his house warm.
Wake up every morning like, how many Rontgens are in the house right now?
I just found out how to like stop the wind coming through my door. It's fucking brutal. Did you know there's tape for it?
What?
There's tape for it. Oh, do you know how I like gas stations?
Yeah.
You ever go to a place where there's like 8 gas stations on one block?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I know
We go
roughly
through the
what you're
Holland
talking
Tunnel,
about.
basically. We go through
Yeah.
the Holland
Yeah,
Tunnel.
yeah.
It's like it's a main road. It's literally a gas station left, right.
Yeah,
left.
Yeah.
You gotta see the prices on these things. One was $3.43. One was $2.94 across the street. Do you think they're fighting with each other?
Yeah.
Like every morning, being like,
I think they changed the-
Look what this fucking bastard made the price today. That is
100%.
so interesting.
Look what this fucking best.
Imagine that. They're like, oh, this fucking cocksucker did $3.50 today. I'm making it $2.40. Like, that's crazy to think about. And the last thing I was thinking about this morning, this is all this morning, was the groundhogs. I'm thinking about doing a documentary on them, on Puxatani and the
that'd be
Illinois
cool.
guy, and an Illinois guy. I think because I interviewed a
Rest in peace, Staten Island Chuck.
yeah.
You've done something with them before, right?
Well, I interviewed a weatherman to
Okay.
talk about like how.
Did you dress
your
up like
job
Punxsutawney
is-
Phil to do it?
No,
Or-
that was the monkey documentary that Joe Rogan talked about that no one cares about. It's okay. The
Wait,
Your
Rogan
uncle.
talked about the documentary?
yeah, It's like 1 million views on Barstool. Me and Eddie's video about that monkey who ripped off that lady's face.
I was thinking the other monkey documentary is not coming out. Or
We dressed up as Steve Irwin, but didn't know the severity of the video we were about to shoot. So we took that off. This cop didn't do any interviews that shot the monkey about who ripped
I'm lost.
off.
Wait, so the monkey, the chimp that ripped that lady's face off, like
Yes.
whatever years ago.
That was on like Oprah and everything.
Yeah.
Me and Eddie did a documentary about it because we found it fascinating that he was like riding in like ice cream trucks and like he was a mascot for like
The monkey.
yeah.
Okay.
And then we found this cop who has turned down interviews for Netflix, HBO, but his daughter was a fan, and he like basically told us that like this monkey was about to kill him, but stopped, and like he heard him through his eyes say, "Shoot me now." It was fucking crazy. And he just shoots him. Monkey's dead. And then he's talking about how this monkey and the lady.
See, this is
used
what I
to,
mean.
like,
This should have been a big deal at Barstool.
Look it up.
I
on
didn't even
YouTube
know this
right now.
happened.
Yeah, look. It,
How long ago was this?
I don't know. Let's see. It's type in
Years ago or like recently?
Travis the Monkey Barstool. Like years.
That's great.
I had
That's good stuff right there.
Chewing rocks teeth. Yeah, look, it's got like 850,000 views because of Joe Rogan said something about it, and that's the cop.
But this is not your. Oh, this is yours.
Yeah.
Wow. That guy looks like a dude who shoot a monkey. Yeah.
It's one of the craziest things I've ever heard about him talking about how like the monkey and this lady used to like have sex. And
Oh, jeez.
Give,
Baby face Marty. Looking just like a schmuck. Luckily, that guy looked like a bigger schmuck.
yes.
This is his only interview ever?
Yeah, it's the only one he's
Got
ever
the
done.
exclusive.
It's crazy when me and Eddie talking about this on the show. Me and Dana and Eddie left, being like, "What the fuck just happened?"
So the monkey was like begging for death. Like,
Yeah, like he was
take
like
me
he
out.
like
I'm-
ripped open the cop car, the monkey, ripped open the door, and
like,
instead of
stood there.
attacking him, he stood there and he's like, "I swear, I just heard him say like, end it now." And me and Eddie are like, "What?"
That is fucking incredible, dude. It's always a pleasure, Mush. So wait, do we have any? Spring training's probably coming up. You're gonna be doing.
Yeah, I got Mesa Miller, Dylan Cease, Zach Gallen, Justin Steele, and then I got Djokovic, and I'm hoping.
Zach Gallen, he's like a Cy Young guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
He's a
all
real deal.
They're all good. Yeah, hopefully a bunch of other stuff on the. I got a new contract too,
Hey,
and a compliment.
even better than the contract. What was the compliment?
It was my best year I've ever had.
Wow.
Accurate compliment.
Crazy. And I was,
Do you think it's maybe like in for retribution of a public
you know
humiliation?
what? He didn't. He said like it was like. I think it was just like I made money for the first time. If I'm being quite frank, I think it was like I actually did something that was good.
Congrats on the compliment.
That's all I needed. I could retire.
If Rico would just get a compliment, he would probably stop.
That's it.
All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.